Part of this video is sponsored by UBG. Somewhere in Eastern Europe, there's a city that's been carved up by empires, occupied, liberated, occupied again, and still managed to keep one of the most fascinating food cultures in Europe alive.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Vilnius, Lithuania.
Lithuania's capital is where tradition and resilience sleep in the same bed as curiosity and invention. Today, we'll eat our way through markets, backstreet kitchens, and street corners, from Soviet-style ice cream to a medieval fairy tale cake, from war refugee kitchens to rustic folksy taverns that taste like history itself. Our first stop, the Central Market Hall, the city's beating heart, where smoked sausage perfume mingles with wild berries and vegetables so fresh they're still warm from the sun.
It looks like there's a slightly fancier, nicer part right here, and then right next to it, a very old school, rugged market. The latter one I'm looking forward to even more. Either way, it does not get more real than a proper market hall, and I cannot wait to find out what Lithuanian grandmas have been force-feeding their grandchildren with so much love for so many generations. Usually all markets start really early. I'm not quite sure about this one. It looks pretty chill. Are we too late or are we too early? Although I can say it's never too late or too early for this. Вы по-русски понимаете?
Да, пожалуйста.
О, честное слово, я вообще не знаю, что это все такое. Что у вас самое такое местное, традиционное? Это литовская национальная колбаса? Это вот с дымом, да? Это тоже?
Может, тоже это
Ой, спасибо большое, спасибо.
скиландис.
Скиландис?
Да, это колбаса на мине, конечно, деревенская.
That's delicious. Спасибо вам большое. Приятного дня. This lady had so many different meats, I could barely follow as she was introducing them. I also could not resist getting this. This is a pig's ear. It's really quite leathery and firm, and it's actually very delicious. It's very mild in taste. It has a little bit of cartilage inside, which makes it like crunchy and chewy. This is a good one. And here in Lithuania, this is one of the most common snacks to have with some beer. But I definitely fell in love with this smoked sausage. And by the way, all these meats are super cheap. I paid 65 cents for this. I know it's not a huge piece, but still, come on. But I know that just biting into this is not going to be the real experience. For the real experience, we need something else, and I know we're going to find it here. Follow me. Здравствуйте. По-русски понимаете? Отлично. Я ищу какой-нибудь хороший ржаной хлеб. By the way, look at how affordable all of this is. You get like 70 cents for a nice little piece. Oh. Он на закваске, да? С тмином. Можно нам от этого небольшой совсем кусочек? This is a sourdough, and she just checked and said, yes, this is 100% rye. You got some coarse rye, you got some finely milled rye, but yes, this is a rye bread. By the way, how lucky am I that most of these people speak Russian. I'm not taking this for granted, by the way, because obviously the Soviet Union is now a long time ago. So people speaking Russian to me is actually a courtesy of them towards me. The thing is that I think most young people here would be more comfortable speaking English to you, but with older people, Russian is probably the lingua franca. Спасибо вам большое. By the way, guys, I just got the best receipt I have ever seen. €1. My accountant is gonna have a blast filing this. So, this crazy guy is definitely on the list. It is a very special kind of cake. We're gonna eat it in this video, but not yet. What I love about these big multi-purpose market halls is that they have everything. You can get veggies, you can get meats, but you can also get clothes. And that is actually a nice callback to Soviet times when in this very market hall, you could get jeans from the black market. And let me tell you, as somebody who comes from a Soviet family, if you had a pair of jeans, you were very cool. Very cool. What have we walked into? Honestly, I came for food. I should have come for socks. Change of plans. Welcome to Lithuania clothing tour. We have pants. We have more pants. And of course, underwear. Seriously, where's the food though? I want the food. Where's the food? I think I found it. Ah, yes. My God, I feel triggered. Berries, mushrooms. Guys, among all the many delicious things here, I have spotted one item that is particular near and dear to me. Follow me. Доброе утро. По-русски понимаете?
Конечно.
Хорошо. Это земляника?
Да.
А по сколько стакан?
7.
7 евро, да?
Только что с леса.
Только что с леса?
Да.
Это здесь под Вильнюсом собираете?
Ну, недалеко.
Давайте тогда мне, пожалуйста, один стаканчик.
Кончается уже земляничный.
Уже кончается?
Да.
Она рано летом.
Ну, рано, да. В этом году так померзло первое, то не так много, как хотелось.
Как вы советуете ее есть? Лучше
А
всего.
вот так и есть.
Просто так.
Так, ее не моют.
Не моют, да?
Не, землянику. Так что она
Прямо в рот.
расползется. Да, прямо.
Спасибо вам большое. Приятного дня.
Спасибо.
So these, you guys, are wild strawberries. Despite the name, they're quite different from regular strawberries. Whoa! And you'll know the second you smell them. Wow, they're so fragrant. Smell it. It's very intense. So the lovely granny we just bought these from insisted that we don't wash them. I don't know why. She said you may not wash them. Under no circumstances you should wash them. So here goes nothing. I would say they're less sweet than a regular strawberry, but they're so much more aromatic.
Crunchy.
And a little crunchy from the seeds. And the interesting thing is, these are not cheap. I paid a whopping €7 for this little container because these are very, very difficult to cultivate. Some say almost impossible to cultivate in a larger scale. So most of the time, people literally gather them in the woods. Oh, so good.
Там черешня.
А это черешня?
Да.
Вот это?
Это вот именно вишня.
Это вот именно вишня, а вот это черешня. Помидоры здешние, литовские?
Здешние.
Да, все?
Нет,
Все?
свои домашние.
А вот эти вот
Черный, да, черный принц.
черный принц, тоже здешние, литовские?
Здешний.
Можете еще нам давать маленькую просто горсть горошка? Да, отлично. То, что надо. Спасибо большое. Fresh produce. I can simply not resist some grannies selling their own fresh produce. I actually want to start with this, which are just fresh peas. I don't know if you guys have ever tried it, but I personally just love taking a pod of peas like that, popping them out onto my hand like this, and just eating them straight up. This is one of the best snacks in the world. These grew in somebody's dacha. That's what they taste like. They also have cherries and sour cherries here. And that's a good cherry. Gotta keep the team fed and happy. You get one cherry for your hard work. They're good. But have you ever tasted this cherry? Okay, it's not a cherry. I'm kidding, of course. This is some kind of funky tomato variety. And I just thought it looked so striking that there's no way I'm not buying this. Can I? Can I not? Yes, I can. I don't know if it's because I haven't had breakfast yet or because it's so good. Have you ever seen anyone enjoy tomato like that? It's delicious. This is produce. Real produce. Want some?
Yeah.
Yes. You also get some peace for your hard work. Now, Northeastern Europe is certainly not known for its mild climate. The winters here are harsh, so people here definitely know how to preserve the produce they have for the cold months. And the result of that is a staple of Eastern European cuisine, pickles. Здравствуйте. Вы по-русски понимаете? Это все здесь на закваске какой-то квашеный. Это огурцы. Соленое все, да?
Эти вот пару дней там вчера делала.
Это морковка.
По-корейски.
Вкуснятина. С ума сойти.
Огурчики очень вкусные.
Обязательно возьму огурчики. Как же без огурчиков?
Очень вкусные помидоры.
Давайте, пожалуйста, помидор один возьму. Знаете, я, наверное, возьму просто чеснок один. Вы сколько лет уже этим занимаетесь? Сколько лет вы на этом месте уже? 20 точно?
Вот, все ваше. Сложи нас счастливенькими.
Спасибо вам большое. Приятного дня. Guys, we're currently just looking for a good spot to taste the pickles and the bread and the sausage. But I just have to say that this city is such a freaking vibe. I mean, just take a look around. This is somewhere between post-socialism, southern Italy, and like Central Europe, full of beautiful facades. Really, Vilnius is such a unique vibe, and I'm already loving it. And look at this. I think we have finally found the absolute perfect tasting spot. This looks idyllic. Welcome to a true Eastern European meal, including a shoddy bench, a lot of plastic, and a lot of garlic. You need to know I came prepared for this trip. Travel, spoon, knife, and fork set. Now let's get to tasting, and we're starting with this. This dish is called Korean carrot salad, and it is extremely popular in, I would say, all post-Soviet countries. Because the short story is, a long time ago, Stalin decided to remigrate some ethnic Koreans from the Soviet-Korean border into the country. And if we know one thing about Koreans is that they love kimchi. Now, what did they not have in the Soviet Union? Kimchi. So what did the Koreans do? They figured out a way to make a substitute for kimchi. And they used what was available. And that was a shit ton of carrots. So yes, this is a testament of history. My God, there's so much garlic. Yeah. How? You can literally see there are tons of chunks of garlic in here. And this is just divine. It's a little savory, a little sweet, a little tangy, and very garlicky. If you don't have a date lined up, I would say this is the perfect side dish. I am not the Michelin guide. Sometimes I think you don't have to rate everything, especially if you already know it's gonna be an S-tier snack like this pickled cucumber. These are lacto-fermented, but you might tell from the color, they're not this like dark olive green, they're still a bright green. And that is because this is a variety of pickle called malasolny огурец, and that means it's like a half fermented pickle. So it's somewhere between a fresh cucumber and a pickle. I feel right at home when I bite into this. I'm getting hints of dill, I'm getting hints of bay leaf, I'm getting hints of peppercorns, and of course the wonderful fragrance of a cucumber, of a fresh cucumber that somehow still feels like a pickle. Genius, genius! We're not done with pickles yet because we still have to taste the pickled garlic. Honestly, guys, I don't remember trying a pickled garlic like this ever in my life, so this one is actually surprisingly good. Somehow this garlic is less garlicky than the pickles. And guys, I almost forgot I even got these. We have the one, the only pickled tomato. I don't remember trying a pickled tomato. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think there are not too many pickled tomatoes in this world. There's probably a reason for that, but hey, you never know until you try. So Lithuanian pickled tomato with a lot of garlic. Here we go. What is happening? Wait. What a mess, but what a delight. First of all, these actually don't taste very pickled. They just taste like fresh and concentrated somehow. And then we have tons of cilantro and garlic and dill in this marinade that they've been sitting in. This is like biting into a nice pico de gallo or a salsa or something. It's like a salsa vegetable. I'm not exaggerating it for this video, but this is honestly one of the best tomato things I have had in my entire life. This is freaking good. You also have to try this right now.
This is awesome.
It's really good, right? What is this?
God. I don't know.
It's so intense, right?
But it's
like,
fresh.
It's not really pickled. It's like a fresh tomato, but it's so concentrated. I don't know what's happening. It's very good. Now, last order of business before we move on to the next spot is fixing ourselves a little sandwich. It's very good. It's dense. It's quite sweet, which comes from the addition of molasses into the dough normally. And it has a very pronounced note of caraway, which is very delicious. But FYI, one of the reasons that there's so much caraway in foods is that caraway calms down the stomach. And this was one of the ways people used to help their digestion. Oh yeah, we're gonna do this. Now, I have already tried this bread and I have also already tried the sausage, but my team has not. I think we can make this happen. For hygiene reasons, I cannot touch this bread.
Only with your niece.
Only with my niece. And also, you get a pickle.
Cheers with the pickle. Oh. Ooh, it's so fresh.
Mm-hmm. I love the saltiness, but it's also somehow sweet a little bit, right?
I don't taste the sweetness. Okay, now the bread.
So sweet. Somehow like the texture, it's meshy.
You're totally right. But now I taste the sweetness.
Mm-hmm.
How do you like the smoky sausage?
It's really smoky. You can you have the fat really melting within. It's amazing. You can taste the kimchi in it, right? You have the garlic.
Yeah.
It's a carrot salad, but it's not a carrot salad.
It's carrot kimchi.
That was a very strong start, but now it's time to go and have some proper breakfast. Our Lithuanian food tour is already in full swing, and guys, we have so many incredible spots to go. But before that, let me share a quick word from this video's sponsor, UBG, because whenever I land in a new place, my first question is always, how do I even get into the city from the airport? And how do I find anything in this place without mobile internet? I hate airport Wi-Fi, and those overpriced SIM card kiosks, they're even worse. So I decided to try something new, UBG, an eSIM app for travelers. With just a few taps, you install your electronic SIM and boom, you've got access to mobile data in over 200 destinations at your fingertips. No switching plastic SIM cards, no waiting, no weird local number. I had downloaded the app and activated my eSIM back home, which I highly recommend because this way, on location, once you land, you do not need data credit or access to Wi-Fi to top up. And literally 1 minute later, I already had mobile internet on my phone. It kind of felt like cheating. And on the trip itself, I'm obviously using UBG all the time. Google Maps, translations, uploading behind-the-scenes Insta content, even hotspotting my laptop. It's fast, it's easy, it's reliable, and it's a great deal. If you're traveling soon or even just hopping across the border for a day trip, this is a game changer. Check the link in the video description and use my discount code Andong to get you started with a 10% discount. Thanks again to UBG for sponsoring this part of the video, and now let's get on with our food tour.
After our full-on market rate and a quick snack to keep us moving, it's time for a proper Lithuanian breakfast. Enter pancakes, the national obsession. Potato for the savory crowd, cottage cheese for the sweet tooth. Born in farmhouse kitchens, still feeding the nation, and in Vilnius's old town, we knew just the place to find them. Now this is a Lithuanian breakfast. First, of course, I gotta introduce you to what I'm drinking. This, you guys, is kvass, a drink made from bread. This is basically bread lemonade. It does remind you of beer with like, for some reason, a hint of licorice, but no alcohol smell. So it is non-alcoholic, so it's actually quite nice. It's pretty sweet, but not like a Coke or something. And even though it really does have a little bit of a bready taste, miraculously, it's very refreshing. And across many parts of Eastern Europe, you will find this sold by the roadside, nice and cold. But what we really came for, of course, is this. Pancakes. Even though, honestly, I don't know if this qualifies as a pancake, just shape-wise, although it does look very nice. This is sweet and this is savory. And we're doing savory first because we're not psychos. You gotta know it's a little bit of an art form to get your potato pancake into this type of shape and state, because potatoes have a ton of water, so you gotta put a lot of elbow grease into just squeezing the moisture out of the grated potato that's in here. And even though similar dishes have existed in Lithuania and the region for a very long time, this really only took off with the invention of one tool, and that is the box grater. But now we're gonna top this with a little bit of sour cream. And let's try a pure bite like that first. Look, you guys, I'll be honest. We have very similar food in Germany. It's called Kartoffelpuffer. You may have heard of a Swiss Rösti. So I know what this type of food tastes like when it's good. And this one is very good. It's super crispy on the outside. It is tender and very savory on the inside. Perfectly seasoned. One thing, of course, is missing, and that is some herring. Pickled herring is one of the most common sources of protein that's available all year round because of, pickling and preserving it. So I think it would be fair to call this the protein that let the Baltic survive all these rough phases in their history. Just that combo of super crispy potatoes, of this salty but extremely savory herring, balanced with a little bit of a sharp red onion, and of course some sour cream because nothing is made without dairy here. I just love how unapologetically old school this is. But as much as I love savory food, it is time to taste this. The one, the only, cottage cheese pancake. And look guys, I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea how this shape came to be. I have to do some digging. I don't know if this is traditional or if this is just something that this restaurant does. This is really interesting because on the inside, it does look like a dough, and you can clearly see huge chunks of cottage cheese in here. So this must be like a 50-50 thing, which means that this is both fried bread and fried cheese at the same time. And what could go wrong with that? Tender, cheesy. In Germany, we have something called the Quarkbällchen, which is also like a deep fried cheese and dough situation. It reminds me a little bit of this, but then if you've been to Eastern Europe, you know cottage cheese is very different here, very particular, tangier, firmer. So this is definitely its own thing. And I need to know what it tastes like dipped in strawberry sauce.
Guys, berries are just on a different level here. You just need to know. Northern European berries are just on a completely different level. This is so good. Forget donuts. Lithuanian cottage cheese pancakes, that's where it's at. They even come with a bonus raspberry. All right, this was incredible, but we have so much more food coming up, so let's go.
Breakfast done. Now for something with a passport and a long history. Kibinas, Lithuania's answer to the empanada, were brought here centuries ago by the Turkic Jewish Karaite people from Crimea. And while that's quite a mouthful, what was once a curiosity from far away is now as local as rye bread. You'll find these guys at roadside stalls all over the country, but we are going a little fancier for ours.
We are here for these, but when we just walked in, I also saw a bagel and I could not resist. Because before the Second World War, Vilnius, it was one of the places with the largest Jewish populations. Lithuania was inside the Pale of Settlement, which was a slice of Eastern Europe, the only place in the world where Jews could live a somewhat stable life back in the day. And that is why bagels are kind of from here. Like not from here, but from this corner of the world. So this literally is the granddaddy of all New York bagels. And that is why we have to try it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The tearing apart actually is a way to gauge the quality of this bagel because it has to be dense and chewy, which this one for sure is, but it is also soft on the inside. That is a nice bagel. I wish I had some cream cheese. You can tell this is not a bagel that was made in half an hour. This is a craft product. But let's get to the star of the show. Whoa. What happened? These were obviously not made for being pulled apart for food vlogs. These were meant to be eaten like this. Juicy lamb. Unexpectedly, there's some rosemary inside. We got onions, we got herbs. I gotta say that lamb is very juicy and the juices have softened up the inside of this dumpling, which actually makes it very, very tasty to eat. Let me try number 2, which is filled with mushroom and cheese. We have mushrooms, we have onions, we have carrots. I believe we may have some cabbage in here. And of course, apparently there's cheese in this. Very nice and buttery. Yo, I'm getting some traumatic flashbacks from the birds. I'm honestly missing that juiciness from the lamb one that coated all the inside of the dumpling and made it like almost a little mushy on the inside, which was actually delicious. But for me personally, without having a nostalgic connection to this type of food in this place, probably not gonna put it on my top list here. That said, this is a very good bakery. You can clearly tell. I just think this is not my type of dish. But that is not gonna stop us from trying a lot more Lithuanian food.
Time for some sweets, and not just any sweets, the legendary Lithuanian tree cake. It's baked on a spit, layer by layer, a tradition borrowed from medieval German feasts and noble banquets. These are a celebratory food that is really popular. You can find them in supermarkets even, but we wanted to taste the real thing, which meant heading far from the city center to a place that lives and breathes it, at least we thought so, because it also looked a little bit shady.
Apparently this is it. I have no idea if we're in the right place. It looks a little weird. Achso. Ah.
Hi.
Hi, excuse me. Is the cake shop?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Okay, can we walk in?
Yes.
Is it open? Because I wasn't sure. It looks a little cool. Okay. Because I found it online and I was not sure if we're in the right place or not. But it looks.
You're in the right place.
Do you have some for sale now?
Yes,
Some
yes,
cakes.
of course.
Amazing.
Small one like this would be that one. Otherwise, I have pieces.
No, we'll get the whole one. It's nice. Yeah, it's lovely. Okay, that was unexpectedly awesome. Look at this. What is this? Turns out this entire neighborhood is a little bit sketchy, but also a little bit hip. I feel like that usually goes together well. We should have asked the lady how to properly pronounce this thing, because I still don't know. That's why all I can do is put the name here, and then we can guess how it's pronounced. If this is not some kind of cursed object, I don't know. This is officially the weirdest cake I have ever seen. I guess you're not supposed to eat it just like that. You're supposed to have it with coffee or tea. At least that's what the sales lady said. Nice. Thank you. I don't know how to eat it, so there's only one way to do it. A little raw. What I was trying to say is it's a little bit dry. So maybe it's not too bad if it rains a little on my cake. No jokes aside, it's tasty. It's very, very dense. I mean, it's sweet and buttery and kind of tasty, but I don't really get it. It tastes a million times better once you lubricate it with some coffee or tea. That works for sure. I find it a little bit disappointing that they put so much time to making this. It doesn't taste better than a good cookie. That's why I'm low-key questioning the point of it. Also, this is said to have German roots, but for the record, German Baumkuchen, which is apparently what this is related to, I don't think it looks like this. I have seen Baumkuchens in Germany. But hey, we all know sharing is caring. Vanessa, would you like to give this a try?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Speak into the tree.
The cake.
I expect it to be sweeter. Totally different from German
taste is
Baumkuchen.
different.
More juicy, I guess. It's dry, but it's not really dry. It's not like a cookie dry, right?
No. It's not brittle.
Yeah. I like it, though.
Ah. Yeah.
You need some help, right?
It's quite dry. Tough to eat.
Unanimous verdict is that it's a little bit dry. For sure, something magic happens as soon as you have some coffee with it or some tea. And they said you'd have it with milk. I could definitely see having that with milk. I think that would make a lot of sense. It's like the premium version of cookies and milk. But yeah, not a full score in this one. But hey, it's good. It's good. We're learning things.
On our way to the next dish, something stopped me in my tracks. A tiny convenience store, nothing special at first glance, but inside, Soviet-style ice cream. A taste that outlasted the country it came from. One Lithuania definitely never asked to be a part of, but had to be. But guys, for me, this was mostly a gut punch of nostalgia.
So for this video, I don't think we're winning any prizes for best choice of tasting locations, but we might win the prize for most creative fix. So what I have here are these. These are old school ice creams. Something similar to this was extremely popular in the former Soviet Union, and I am very happy to see that apparently, most things about the Soviet Union maybe weren't so great, but some things like the ice cream maybe were. Obviously, you can tell it even says like nostalgia ice cream. They're usually called plambir, and this is a vanilla, and this is crème brûlée. Yeah, that is what this is supposed to look like. It's a waffle cup. It's soft. It's not a crispy waffle, and it's not supposed to be. That, I think, is kind of what makes it nice, because as you eat this ice cream, it melts, and a lot of the ice cream kind of like mixes with the waffle, and that's the best part. I do remember the texture of the soft waffle, and that's nice. This is the Lithuanian ice cream abomination sandwich. Brain freeze, yes. It was good. I think if you took pieces of this and you mixed it in with ice cream, that would actually be great. Because the density of this cake, I think, would actually go really, really well as a mix-in for ice cream. So if you're ever in Lithuania and you end up buying their tree cake and you think it's a little bit dry, just find yourself some Soviet-style ice cream and it's gonna make it better.
I'm gonna taste the plombiras, but it says vanilla.
Yes,
I love vanilla.
that's why it's for you. You like the soft waffle?
Wow. Like this?
Or just together? I don't know. I just made it up.
This is hard waffle, this is soft waffle.
I think AP just doesn't like the tree cake. He just
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This one.
Well, at least we got something.
That detour was definitely worth it, but now we're chasing something with a different kind of weight. Not exactly Lithuanian, but impossible to separate from today's Lithuania.
So you're gonna see a lot of Lithuanian flags around Vilnius, obviously, but wherever there's a Lithuanian flag, I'm gonna say there's at least a 90% chance that there's a Ukrainian flag right next to it. And that's for a very good reason, as you might imagine.
Russia's invasion of Ukraine was felt here in the Baltics like a tremor under the floorboards. Tens of thousands of Ukrainians came seeking safety, and yes, they brought their kitchens with them. Dumplings, soups, sauces, small edible pieces of home and comfort. We'd heard of one restaurant that just had to be part of this story.
So accidentally we ordered this to go. I came here for cherry dumplings, but there is one Ukrainian dish that both my grandmothers have fed me multiple times. This is called farshmak. And farszmak is basically a herring pate. It has salted herring, it has eggs, it has apples, it has butter, and you eat it with bread. And it's delicious. Very good. It's an acquired taste, but I acquired that taste a long time ago. Vanessa tastes exactly like the one we made at the studio.
I think when I tasted it the last time, it was hot. And that was the yucky part about it. But this is good, actually. I like it.
And the secret might be to chill it. Because I agree, cold farszmak tastes a lot more palatable. To me, this is the essence of grandma cooking. This is a top-tier snack. But what we really came here for. Yo! Okay, that legit looks good. The plating could use some work. A little delicate dumpling drowsed in delicious cherry sauce with a noticeable hint of cinnamon, I would say. And I've definitely had vareniki in my life, but I have never had a cherry vareniki. This is a world premiere. Wow. The dumpling wrapper is perfect. I have had more dumplings in my life than I could ever possibly count. This must be in the top 3 of dumpling dough skins. It has the perfect texture. It has a little bit of a bite, but not too much. It holds the fillings perfectly. With more and more Ukrainians coming to Lithuania, and I'm sure a lot of them will stay, I can only hope for the Lithuanian people that this will become part of their national cuisine. This is actually delicious. I can barely stop eating. Let's add some sour cream on top, because that is what you do here. Put sour cream on everything. Fun fact, at our Airbnb, took a shower, used the shampoo squeezer. What's inside? Sour cream. But did you not notice? That's why. Oh, that was the conditioner. That's why it smells so nice today. Cherry varenik with sour cream. I'm out of here. There's a reason I never had a cherry dumpling. That's because I always thought it's a stupid idea to make sweet dumplings. I thought it would be ridiculous. Like, you're supposed to fill them with meat, with hearty things, with savory things. I learned my lesson. Without a doubt, one of the best dumplings I've ever had in my life. Out of all the dumplings I have eaten. And yes, that includes Asian dumplings. You guys gotta try.
The taste is amazing, but it's the texture. It's so silky.
Yeah.
It's silk in your mouth.
For me, it's the texture too. It's genius.
It is.
On to our main event, an old school Lithuanian tavern that looks like it could be right in the middle of the woods. We have cepelinai, pink soup, cured meats and cheeses. Yes, these are the true heavy hitters of Lithuanian cuisine. Every person here grew up with these recipes shaped by centuries of farming, feasting, and just getting through the winter. This, you guys, is Lithuanian food distilled.
At last, some proper Lithuanian food, a full-on meal, and this is just the appetizers. So we got, of course, a little sampling platter of delicious foods. I imagine you have guests. You just offer this up, give them some rye bread, and everyone can help themselves. You are my guest now. Hello. Maybe he'll drop by later. Anyway, first of all, we definitely have pig's ear, some hams, some salami-style stuff. But what we do have here, which we haven't tried yet, is cheese. First and foremost, the famous smiling cheese of Lithuania. Having a good day? How about now? This is smoked cheese, I believe. This is really, really nice because most smoked cheeses I have tried have this pretty intense in-your-face smoky note, which I don't mind, but it's like a little rough. This one is like perfectly balanced. Let me have a cornichon. Amazing. Tastes just like from a German supermarket at home. But I'm quite pumped to try this. A very interesting hard cheese that is apparently supposed to taste like Parmesan. I know what they mean. It's Parmesan adjacent, but I feel like it's milder, maybe not as aged. It's also a little less brittle. It's kind of chewier than a Parm. This is so enjoyable. The waiter also said we're supposed to try this with honey. Amazing. Tastes like cheese with honey. I'm gonna cleanse the palate with some of this amazing bright red cranberry juice. If you've been watching this channel, you know I'm into cranberries. Cottage cheese. Wow, the level of smokiness is spot on. That's exactly how much smokiness I want in smoked cheeses. Not more, not less. Love it. We also have this, which is a micro sandwich. A little piece of fried rye bread, a little bit of herring, and a tomato. Had better herring, had better bread. It's okay. Move on. Here it finally is. If Barbie had a hangover cure, this would be it. The one and only pink soup of Lithuania. This is a fresh, cold soup. You do have some pre-cooked ingredients in here, like beetroot and egg, but almost everything else is pretty much just pantry and garden staples. Cheers. It is so freaking refreshing. You got some earthiness from the beetroot. You have a lot of tang from the dairy products, from the cultured dairy products that have been used here. Traditionally, it's kefir. I'm not exactly sure what this restaurant in particular uses because, of course, there are a million different recipes. Everyone's grandma makes a different one. Legend has it there used to be over 20 kind of established versions of this before the Soviets took over Lithuania after the Second World War. Then the Soviets kind of narrowed it down to one, but now it's diversifying again. That said, I think this is a genius dish. It has everything you want from a full meal, but it still feels incredibly light. And then of course we have a quarter of an egg in here. That is essential to this. You know, in fact, the mascots of the city Vilnius are even a beetroot and a half egg. This dish is not complete without this. Oh my God, that's a good potato. But that said, they are a very integral part of this dish and you should absolutely not skip them. Perfect, thank you. Hey guys, this is not a meal. This is a full body experience. We got some meat, we got some patates, and we're topping it with sour cream. I mean, it's rich and decadent. That's not a surprise. The potato casing, I thought it looked quite greasy. It's not. It's actually quite tasty. I'm gonna tell you, if I wasn't stuffed right now, I would completely smash this. Unfortunately, I can barely walk. So that is just a logistical issue. You guys have to try.
Kluse?
I think the meat is the star of the dish.
It's not the best summer dish, but for winter, Christmas time, in the Christmas
something like that.
city here, I see it.
At this point, we are moving slow, but the day is not over yet. Our finish line? Craft beer, which Vilnius is actually very, very good at, and also what might be the single best drinking snack in the world. This, you guys, is how you end a day in Vilnius.
Look guys, all big cities have a lot of bars, but I think Vilnius is special. They definitely have a very strong drinking culture here. There are so many old school taverns, modern craft beer shops, literally everything. And we have the super cozy place right around the corner from where we're staying. I mean, check this out. I can like sit here, sip on a Lithuanian craft beer, and check out all the lovely people of Vilnius. Does it get better than that? Actually, it does. Hold on. Did I tell you it can get better? I think I did. Did I promise too much? Definitely not. I think this is the perfect finale for an almost perfect day of eating. First, it's a lovely, fruity, refreshing IPA. I am by no means an expert on beer, so I'm not gonna talk too much about this. But what I can tell you is that I am from Germany, and this can definitely compete with some of the best IPAs I've had anywhere. Check this out. The last bit of stomach space I have is more than worth sacrificing for these. That legendary rye bread we've been seeing and smelling and even eating all day, well, that is it in its absolute peak form. We got crispy fried bits of that rye bread topped with salt, rubbed with garlic, and it comes with a delicious cheese sauce that we can dip into to make it even richer and more luxurious. But what's gotta be my favorite part of this snack is this. Just a big ass roasted head of garlic. And I don't even know how you eat this, but I've looked around and people just take out the cloves and eat them like that. So I think we're gonna do that. There's a tiny little bit of garlic in the cheese sauce, a little bit of caraway. Mostly, it just tastes like a buttery cream cheese. It's really, really good. You know that pleasure you get when you taste a really freshly baked ciabatta or focaccia with all you need is like good butter, that's all? Well, imagine that experience times 100 and you get this. It's not freshly baked, it's better. It's freshly fried bread. Let's take this clove of garlic, put it on our bread. That's all I need. I am in heaven, which by conclusion means that Vilnius, Lithuania is now officially heaven. This was just day one. We tried as much as we could, but the journey is far from over. Tomorrow, we're gonna do a big-ass supermarket haul and try everything Lithuanians actually buy to cook with and snack on at home. And of course, remember that amazing pink soup? It's so delicious. I need the world to know more about this and cook it more often. Needless to say, I hope you're subscribed and see you in the next one.